Hey, what's up, YouTube? So we're out here at Triple C Range, just outside of Fort Worth, Texas, and we're with Eric Lee from sergeantofarms.com. He's going to be our windage guru for the day, and we're going to be pushing the 6.5 PRC to a little bit beyond what we did in the previous video of 1,000 yards. We're going to be going to a mile today. And in this next shot, laying prone, this is actually an impact. It's our first impact at a mile right here. I just had to mute the audio because I was overly cussing. I was mad that, I thought the camera wasn't recording. And it actually was, fortunately, but it was just too much swearing to put on the video. So anyhow, this next scene coming up, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the audio back over to the actual audio from the recording, and you guys will get to see the second impact, and then Richard's gonna follow up with the third impact. So y'all enjoy.
We just hit the mile mark. We've already got that on film. We're gonna try to repeat it and do it again, so that way it's not just a stroke of luck. So let's see how we do. You already hit the windage?
Yeah. Impact!
2 in a freaking row! Holy
Yeah,
shit!
Impact!
Impact,
Yeah.
1 mile, baby.
And so we got an impact for you at a mile, an impact for me at a mile.
Oh, you get 2 in a mile.
I got two consecutively actually, and I don't know if I can post one of them because it's got a lot of me cussing. I thought the camera wasn't rolling, but it was, luckily. All right, guys, so just returning from the range, and what a fantastic day of shooting. As you saw in the previous videos, we did hit a mile. What would you say the percentage was?
I'd say around 20%. We shot about 15 times and we hit 3 times, and we had 2 back to back, which is promising.
The only downside I think we saw was at the mile mark, we actually ran out of clicks on the Mark 8.
Yeah, we did. We had to dial up or use a mil and a half on the reticle.
Not so bad, but I don't know that everybody's going to be shooting a mile, so I don't know if we can really complain about that, because
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is most of us won't be shooting a mile at anything other than paper or steel. So I don't think that's a real big deal. I think that, the weapon able to do that, you may ask, why do I need a weapon that'll shoot a mile? That just makes that 1,000-yard shot extremely easy. Same thing as, if you want to shoot 500 yards all the time, that's where your lease is set up. That's where your stand is set up. You probably want to buy a weapon that'll shoot double that. It just makes that shot that you're going to take a whole lot easier. So I really don't think that the optic, running out of clicks, I don't think that's a huge deal, because the fact of the matter is, just like I said, we're not going to be shooting a mile all the time. We just wanted to see if the weapon would do it. What do you got for ammo? I know you were mentioning something.
Yeah, well, so at a mile, believe it or not, the 6.5 PRC is actually subsonic. It's coming in around 1,060 feet per second.
Wow.
And I think you did some research as to the foot-pounds of energy that it has, didn't you?
We did. So at a mile, the 6.5 PRC, I think it's coming in at almost 400 feet per second. Or foot-pounds, I'm sorry. It's still delivering about 400 foot-pounds, a little less, I think, actually, which is, you would ask, can this thing actually kill at a mile? That's the same. It's probably just a pinch more, maybe by a few feet per second, or a few foot-pounds, I'm sorry, than a 9mm at point blank. So it's still delivering a little bit of thump out there, even at that distance. So I don't really, definitely wouldn't want to be hit on either end of it. And just like you said, the hit percentage was what, about 20%?
About 20%.
Yeah, I mean, you probably shouldn't be shooting at anything of wild game, just for the risk of wounding it or whatever. But the fact that we could do it, and the plate that we were shooting at was what, 24 by 24 plate. So we're shooting at a 24 by 24 plate at a mile. In essence, that's a pretty big target up close, but at that distance, that's a tiny target to be shooting at. But the Leupold definitely, man, the glass is super clear, man. I mean, when you look through it, it is amazingly clear, looking even out at that distance. So, what about ammo? So we're using factory.
Yeah, we were using factory ammo, and I give a lot of credit to Hornady because they are making excellent ammo. At 1,000 yards, we were using the 147 ELD matches, and it was just hitting one after another, after another, after another. However, at a mile, I think there was a little bit of inconsistencies in the loads that I think we could tune out. And if we go with hand loads, I think we could get up to 50%
Really?
impact rate with the new bullet that Horney came out with. It's a 153 grain A tip, and it's aluminum tip. The tip of the bullet is machined aluminum, and it has a slightly higher ballistic coefficient than the 147s that we were shooting. So it's a little bit more aerodynamic.
Okay.
And I really think with the proper hand loads, I think we might get up in the 40 to 50% impact rate.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that would be incredible. So what do you think? Next video, they can expect us. I would like to see this on paper at 1,000, and not just an impact at 1,000, but I think next time we go out, we're going to head out to CSAT range, and we're going to actually put some paper out at the 1,000-yard line and see what the actual grouping looks like, and how well it groups. And again, we're going to try to find somebody that can load us up some of these hand loads, but we'll probably be using the 147 grain. I think those do fine at 1,000.
1,000, yeah,
I think we'll be
fine.
perfectly fine there, so I don't think that'll be an issue. But I think more than anything, I'm curious to see what the actual grouping is, if it's sub MOA, which I'm pretty sure it is. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but I'd like to see this grouping, and I'm sure you guys would too. I guess that's it, man. One hell of a range trip. I mean, just like I said before, I'm not a precision shooter by trade. That's not something I've ever been into. And to be able to do that, we went out there with Eric Lee from Sergeant of Arms. The guy knows his stuff. I mean, he can take you out there, make your windage calls, and just get you on target every time. The guy's incredible with it. He knows what he's talking about. You couple that with a great weapon that, you know, whenever he's making the calls, as long as he knows, as long as the weapon's built to, you know, what he needs to know, man, he can make the calls. So, and we did a fantastic job. I'm telling you, I haven't been that excited in a long time. You know, I get kind of jaded. I'm in the gun business. I get jaded, all this stuff. And to step outside of my norm and go into the precision game was, and not only that, but you would think going into the precision game, it would take you 2 or 3 range trips to be able to dial in your weapon and go out that far. And man, with a fantastic weapon and a good dude calling your win, this thing is just awesome, bro. This thing is fantastic.
Yeah, that was the first for me too. Never had the opportunity to. There's not many ranges around that'll let you go out to a mile.
No. And if you guys are looking for a range, you're down in the Texas area, in the Fort Worth area, Triple C range is that's a one hell of a complex. I mean, you drive around there, there's ranges on every field you look to is just a different range set up for different shooting. And I think they even have, I think we passed the sign, I read it, they have a 2K range that we could actually go out to. So I don't know how well this one would do. I would assume it'd do pretty well, but if you're looking to shoot even further, you know, on your bigger Magnum calibers, what do you got, 338s and all that, they do have the range to stretch those out. So if you're down in that area, man, go check them out. Fantastic guys, fantastic range. And I guess that's it. You got anything else on this?
No, man, I think we've covered it all.
Man, I appreciate your time coming out, brother. Hell of a gun. And we're going to try to do this again next time we come back on video. Hopefully we'll have some 1,000-yard grouping for you to take a look at. And, you know, of course, what that does for you is if you can group at 1,000, that makes your 200, 300, 400-yard hunting shots extremely easy. I mean, you're not worrying if you're going to wound an animal, send it running. This thing is going to put it where you want it. So other than that, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you down the road. Thank you. Please keep looking into the 6.5 PRC. I think this round's going to start blowing everything out of the water. Great time, great guys. Y'all stay tuned. Shot, 6.5 PRC. We got an inbound, top right. And down low here. 1 mile shot. We got 3 of them. 2 of them were consecutive. The other one was a little later, but man, it's one solid rifle. Couldn't be more pleased. So if you guys are interested in getting yourself one built, give us a shout. Michael at AmericanResistanceGear.com. Hope to hear from you.